So now I will show you how to do a factory network unlock. In my opinion, this is the most valuable way to unlock your phone, and once you have an unlocked phone, you will be able to resell it at a higher price, and your phone will be compatible worldwide with all carriers. The first thing we have to do is to disable Find My iPhone, so simply go to Settings, scroll down where it says iCloud, and scroll all the way down where it says Find My iPhone. Make sure it is completely off, so you can turn it back on once your iPhone has been unlocked successfully. Alright, so then we have to get the IMEI number. Simply open your dial pad and type *#06#. So as you will see, your 15-digit IMEI number will appear. You can also find this number on the back part of the box of your phone or also in the SIM card tray. Alright, so this is by far the most important part of the whole unlocking process. Now keep this number somewhere close as we will need it in a few seconds to unlock this phone. Alright, so now we're gonna use the computer. iTunes saying congratulations, your iPhone has been unlocked. Boom, there you go guys, your phone is now fully factory unlocked and now it's compatible worldwide with all carriers. You should get a full signal on your new carrier. And that's it guys, that's how we unlock an iPhone 7. That's all for today guys. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment and I'll try to help you as soon as I can. By the way guys, we're also giving away a free iPhone 7, completely sealed, brand new phone. You can find the instructions on how to enter the giveaway in the next video. Thanks for watching guys, take care.
What's up YouTube, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and in this video we're going to be comparing in depth the iPhone 7 versus the iPhone 7 Plus. So a lot of you have been asking me to summarize the key differences between these two, so we're going to be doing that in the usual SuperSaf style, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll have a better idea of which one to go for. So initially, in terms of the size, these are exactly the same as previous year's iPhone. So if you've held the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus, you'll know roughly what they feel like. The iPhone 7 is a larger phone, so it comes in around about 20mm taller, around 11mm wider, and it's 0.2mm thicker. It also comes in 50 grams more compared to the iPhone 7. So the iPhone 7 Plus, a larger device, and it is not going to be as easy to use in one hand as the iPhone 7. Now the build is still metal, but now we have some improvements. So firstly, we don't have those antenna bands along the back, so these actually go around the edges. And we also have some new color options. So as well as silver, gold and rose gold, we have now black. So this is a bit of a matte black, as well as jet black, which is more of a glossy black. We do not have space gray this year, so just something to bear in mind. The blacks for me really look good, and those will be the ones that I'm going to be going for. Now both of these are also IP67 water and dust resistant, so Apple has brought water and dust resistance to their new iPhones, and this is a great touch. You're not going to have to worry about getting a bit of water onto it, or if you dip it into some water, that's not going to be much of a problem. Now in terms of the display sizes, they are also the same, 4.7 inches for the iPhone 7 and 5.5 inches for the iPhone 7 Plus. But we do have some improvements here. So now we have a wider color gamut, so we are going to be getting some better colors. They're also 25% brighter compared to last year, so another improvement here. So overall, better displays. Now in terms of the display technology between these two, there isn't really much of a difference at all. There is a slight advantage for the contrast ratio for the iPhone 7. Nothing you're really going to notice. The iPhone 7 Plus does come, however, with the advantage of resolution. So you've got 1080 on here, whereas on the iPhone 7 you still have 750 by 1334 pixels. So there's no change in resolution from last year. And this is a bit of a disappointment for me personally, because I am now used to more of those Quad HD displays. This is something we weren't expecting from Apple in terms of the resolution upgrade. So generally speaking, it's not a huge deal, and it won't be for most people, but the iPhone 7 Plus is going to have that advantage because you're going to get slightly sharper images and you are working at more of a native resolution. Now let's move on to the internals of these devices. Now we have the Apple A10 chips in here. They're faster than ever, and we have quad cores this time. So we have 2 more powerful cores and 2 not so powerful. Now this is basically so that we get longer battery life. So if you're doing some general tasks, then it's not really going to wake up the 2 extra cores. It's going to work on just the 2, and this way you should get some better battery life. And you also have 64-bit on both of these, as we had previously. Now with Apple devices, they are usually some of the fastest out there, and because you're not working with crazy resolutions and you're not working with crazy amounts of pixels, then they are usually very smooth. So I'm pretty confident that the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus are going to be very smooth for all of your uses. Now this is one upgrade that I personally was really looking forward to, and if Apple hadn't included it this year, I would have been super disappointed. We now have 32 gigabytes as a base model finally. Finally, there is no 16 gigabyte version. Now, this does come a lot later than some of the competition, but better late than never. We do now have a 32 gigabyte base model followed by a 128 gigabyte version, as well as a 256 gigabyte option. Now, obviously, you're going to be paying different prices for these different storage versions, and we'll be discussing those a little bit later. But one thing to note is that the jet black version is only available in 128 and 256 gigabytes. So if you are looking to get that version, then you are going to have to go for the larger storage and have to pay that premium. Now, let's talk about the cameras. This is probably the biggest difference that we have this year between these two. The iPhone 7, you've got a 12 megapixel camera with an f1.8 aperture, so this is quite an improvement to last year. And you've also got optical image stabilization on the iPhone 7 this year. This is not something we had last year. Now with the iPhone 7 Plus, you actually have a dual lens camera. So it has two cameras. One is a wide angle f1.8 aperture camera, and the other is a telephoto 2.8 aperture camera. Now you still have optical image stabilization, but the dual cameras are going to allow you to get 2 times optical zoom. So if you do want to punch in to your subjects, then you can do that both at 12 megapixels, so you're not going to be losing any resolution. Now, we've seen lots of different variations of dual cameras. I think the closest we've seen is the LG G5, which kind of works in the opposite way, where you have a standard camera as well as a super wide angle camera. So rather than kind of cropping in, you actually go out for a super wide angle. So kind of a similar setup, but you do have 12 megapixels on both cameras here. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking them out in more detail. These are looking very promising. And if you want to see a camera comparison of these with some of the other competition out there, then you know what to do. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel to see them SuperSaf style first here. Now, another feature that you are going to be getting later on with the iPhone 7 Plus is a depth of field effect. So this is where it's going to blur the background to kind of give you that DSLR look. This is not going to be available on launch, however. This is going to be a software update that's going to be coming later on. I'm not sure. Looks like Apple couldn't finalize that element before the release, so they are going to be holding that back for later on. Now, there is an improvement in terms of the True Tone flash as well. We now have a quad LED True Tone flash. There's actually 4 different colors here, and they will be giving you much brighter images as well as better color. Now, we're going to test these out, but definitely a useful feature to have. Now, video, we've got 4K on both here, as well as slow motion options. But the key thing here is that we've got video optical image stabilization on both. So this should really help give you some great video quality from the iPhone 7s. Now, an improvement I personally wasn't expecting was to the front-facing camera. So now we actually have 7 megapixels. So this has gone up from 5 megapixels, 7 megapixels on both here with an f2.2 aperture. And we finally have 1080p from the front-facing camera. A lot of you may know in previous years we've only had 720p from the front-facing cameras of iPhones, which to me was a big disappointment, especially because of the vlogging culture. I personally do film myself sometimes if I'm out on a trip and I want to speak to you guys, and having just 720p in this day and age was just not good enough. And it's great to see that Apple have not only improved this to 1080, but they've also improved the resolution of the front-facing camera to 7 megapixels. This is something we were not expecting. Now, in terms of the software, you're going to be getting the latest version, iOS 10. Now, there's some new features in here, such as when you pick up your phone, it is going to automatically wake the screen. There's some other features as well, and I won't be discussing those much in this video. You'll be able to better check those out in in-depth iOS 10 videos. If you do want to see one of those, then let me know in the comment section below. Now, in terms of other improvements, firstly, the home button has been redesigned, so it's no longer a push button. It's actually a touch button, and it's a force touch button as well, so similar to a 3D touch that you have on the main screen. And this has been changed, and now it's got taptic feedback as well. So I'm gonna have to spend some more time with these to be able to tell you how much or how different they are compared to the iPhone 6s and how much of an improvement they are. But this is something that we do have on here. Both do have 3D touch, so this is quite useful. Pressure sensitive display, so if you don't want to push harder, then you're going to be getting some additional options. But some key differences are for the sound. So the audio has had a massive improvement. Now we have stereo speakers, so speakers both at the top and bottom. This is going to give you much better sound, obviously. Be interesting to see how much better sound, but these are supposed to be quite a bit louder compared to the iPhone 6s. And we no longer have a headphone jack. This was rumored for ages. It was all but confirmed, but now it is officially confirmed. We do not have any headphone jack on the iPhone 7s. We do have a lightning port, and this is what's going to be used for your headphones. But what's actually good is that Apple are including lightning earpods inside the box, so you're not going to have to worry about getting those. And you also have a converter that's inside the box as well. This is something that I personally didn't think Apple were going to do, and they're probably going to slap on a $30 charge to buy this separately. But no, they are including this in the box, so that's definitely nice to see. Now, in terms of the batteries, we're not sure exactly what the size of the batteries are within these two, but I'd say roughly between 1700 to 2000 milliamps for the iPhone 7, and for the iPhone 7 Plus, I'd expect somewhere between 2700 and 3000 milliamps an hour. Now, this is because the size of these phones are exactly the same compared to last year, so we're not going to be seeing much of a difference in terms of the battery sizes, but they have said that we're going to be getting improvements in terms of the batteries because of the A10 processor as well as the software optimizations. Now, finally, the price. How much can you expect to pay for these? You might want to sit down for this because there is quite an increase in price, especially in the UK. The iPhone 7 is going to be starting at roughly about £600 or $650 in the US. Now, there isn't a change for the US version, but for the UK version, you're paying £60 more compared to what you paid last year. Now, this may be due to Brexit and due to the fact that the pound is not as strong as it used to be, but that is quite a hefty hit, so that's just something to bear in mind. Now, the iPhone 7 has also increased in price, both for UK and US. You're looking at £719 here in the UK, or $769 in the US. So you are going to be paying a premium for the additional features that you have here on the iPhone 7 Plus. If you do go for the 256GB option, then you're going to be paying almost $1,000. This is offline. I know some of you may be on contracts, but this is just to see the value. You're going to be paying quite a bit more for the iPhone 7 Plus compared to the iPhone 7. So if you do want those additional features such as the extra battery life, the better display in terms of resolution, and also those dual cameras, then you are going to have to dish out that money. So there we have an in-depth comparison between the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus. Hopefully that gives you everything you need to know. As mentioned, if you do want to go for the iPhone 7 Plus, you will be getting the additional features, but you're going to have to pay for those. So that's something to bear in mind. Which one do you like better, and which one will you be going for? Drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then please do hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help me out. And if you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe. I've got lots more iPhone 7 coverage coming up on here, so be sure not to miss that. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.